Hey, Alexus, love beauties and flawless men. Let's have a raw and uncut conversation. Excuse my voice this morning, but I wanted to explain more into my family are those that does the will of my Father. At first, I only heard that from other people, and then I read it multiple times in Mark, Matthew, and Luke. And what happened was Jesus was going on about his purpose because when God became a man, he also had a purpose. He also still did the will that he had for his own life, just in the physical form. And so he was doing his job, doing his work, and then people would stop him and say, "Hey, Jesus, there's your family." Notice the family never called out for him. They never said, "Hey, Jesus, we're here, we're present. How can we be of service unto you?" Some of the family was aware that this is God. And the family never said anything personally, but the people would always say, "Hey, Jesus, there is your family." And Jesus would say, "My family are those that does the will of my Father." And he would point to the disciples. The same thing applies for us. We are, come on, Jesus, all made from the same God, but we are in different offices. As the Lord says in Romans chapter 12, we are all made from the same God, but we are different colors, shapes, sizes, have different voices. But none of that matters. And that's where the enemy plays into racism. None of that matters as long as you're doing the will of our Father. The disciples was doing the will of our Father. And we know some of their will was to follow the Lord. Come on, Jesus. Some of their will was even to deny the Lord. Some of their will was even to set up God himself in the flesh. So the Lord said that is his family. Our physical family gets offended because we don't have the understanding. So it's easy to get offended when you're claiming somebody else to even be your best friend, when you're claiming somebody to be your bro or your sis. But see, your blood family doesn't understand the relationship. They don't understand how your best friend that you calling your sister has kept your secrets. They don't understand that your best friend that you're calling your brother, how he has had your back and he has never set up a trap for you. But seeing your real family, come on, Jesus, those things may have been done. And the Lord told us way in the beginning that your family, it could be your blood family. The enemy uses what he has that is already near to try to destroy you. So he will use your family, but the Lord said a friend stick closer than a brother. He told us this on numerous occasions. Come on, Jesus. When Moses was in a strange land, Moses could have became a prince. He didn't have to fight for, his brethren. He could have been stuck up and he could have said, "Well, I'm a child of the Pharaoh. This is my family. I don't have to defend y'all." And when Moses defended his brethren that were slaves, Moses didn't have to be no slave. He didn't have to free the slave. Come on, Jesus. But he did the will of our Father. And that will was to free the family. And the Lord had forgiven him for his sin. So when Moses was aware that his brethren, his family was being crucified, he went and he took the life of another man. And his family, his brethren, the people that came, the people that were slaves that he was related to, they went and snitched on him to Pharaoh. And then he had to run for his life. It could be your own family. Your family doesn't understand because we're on different offices. We're made from the same God, but we're in different offices. Your own mother might be in a different office. People may have all been on one accord before, and then that all could have changed due to the trials and tribulations in their life. When we say on this channel, I have gotten so clear with this understanding. I claim my family to be those that do the will of my Father. My real family has given me a multitude of wisdom, but my spiritual family has given me the Lord has given me. Because I ain't going to say, like, don't ever try to talk in the name of John, in the name of Abraham. You want to be careful with that. Some people might take that out of context. So the wisdom that the Lord gives me through my family, I claim my family, my ancestors to be the people that I know. People claim their family and their ancestors to be all of these angels and gods and goddesses that they don't even know. And sometimes they might know them because they're tempering around in the spirit realm. But my family, Alexus family, are those that does the will of my Father. Those that does the will of our Father, from my understanding, is Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, John, Peter, David, Jesus. Those are the men that does the will of my Father. Those people, those family members, those ancestors has left the greatest thing that some of my regular family has not given, and that is wisdom. Your family will give you wisdom. They won't hate on you. They won't down talk you. They won't set you up to despise, come on, Jesus, to take away your life. Real family, real love. Even though I have never met them, I feel like I know them in the spirit because I read their testimony. Come on, Jesus. My Uncle Paul said, if you read their testimonies and you believe their testimonies, then you are of God. I believe everything y'all said. And even my real family, I know some of their testimony. They may not be that open, but that's okay. In the spirit, it all started in the spirit first. We all have to go back to the spirit then. We have a family that has left wisdom, real wisdom. Sometimes our blood family, they don't even want to give you wisdom because they feel like you will surpass them. The spiritual family will not do that. The Lord says, a wise man, he will lay up good treasure in heaven, and he will leave an inheritance, come on, Jesus, for his children. Like I say, sometimes we focus so much on building the physical inheritance that our family has never given us the spiritual inheritance. So the family will leave you something in the physical, but not anything that will save your soul. This life is all about saving our soul. That's the best, the highest form of love you can give to someone is wisdom to save their soul, not wisdom to save your soul, not wisdom to please your soul, but doing things out of love for the purpose of God. Alexus, love beauties and flawless men. Don't ever despise the family you were born into. Don't ever, come on, Jesus, like our Uncle David said, forget the law of your mother, nor forsake the law of your father. And he also said in Proverbs chapter 1, to know wisdom and the dark truth. We have to realize that there is good and evil because that's what we've been opened up to. We have to use discernment. And no matter what family we're born into, no matter the titles on the people, the easiest thing that's been helping me to forgive and still love is to realize that it's a spiritual warfare. I've been saying that for over a month, and I want to say that for the rest of my life to keep me humble, to keep me in right standing with humans. Remember, it's not your family, your physical family. They love you. They prefer the best for you, but we are human. We are human. So, therefore, we all make mistakes. And the last thing we want to do is make a mistake with our soul. The last thing we want to do is not have the wisdom to save our soul. So my family are those that did the will of my Father. I believe everything that they say. And so is my ancestors. It's the people that I read about in the Bible, some good and some bad. But that's the wisdom that I've been given. That's what I tell you all. So I encourage you to always do your extended research. And I love you. God bless you. Again, when you are learning and you are going a different way than everyone else, it doesn't make you better. It's just wisdom. And you should still love all people. You should still pray for all people. You should still forgive and bless and receive all people. I love you and God bless you.